kit review is of the P-51B Mustang, and this is a 1/32nd scale model by Revell. This is the B edition without the bubble top, so it actually fed into the back of the fuselage rather than being completely out. The D version is the more well known. There are the dimensions, and a picture of the finished model, and some more pictures of the finished model. And let's have a look inside. I actually bought this model used, and it was partially started. So we'll have a look at everything inside. Let's start off here with the wings. So a fair amount of surface detail, but these are all raised rivet and panel lines. Otherwise fairly well molded. And let's have a look at the other side of these wings. So here's the other side. You can see they've got a fair amount of detail here in the wheel wells. So again, raised rivet and panel lines, some detail. That's always an important thing to look at to see if there's enough detail in the wheel wells. Even though you have some detail, it's very superficial and flat, so I might need to add some wires to be able to get to that. Here's our spinner and propeller. A little bit of flashing there. We have our, looks like our tail wheel here, and tire. Then this is the covers for the wheels, at least for the tail wheel. Here we have our glass, which looks like it's in reasonable shape. We have some parts that have already been started, and not a very good job, unfortunately. So the stuff will need to be stripped down and repainted. We do have an engine, which has been painted. This is the radio from behind. Looks like the back probably over there. This is going to be our parachute. We've got our engine cover, and here's the top of the engine with our exhaust manifold. We have a part here, it looks like it's broken off. We'll have to look and see what that was for. Possibly part of the frame for our canopy. Here's the fuselage, again raised details, fair amount of detail. On the other side here, this has already been glued on and has been painted. It'll need to be stripped down and done again. Here's the other side, again also will need to be stripped down and done again. Let's have a look over here. Here we have our two, these are our stabilizers and elevator. We've got some pylons, and we've got our air intake. And then here we've got our pilot figure who's falling off here. So he will go on to there. We have got the other stabilizer, the back of the spinner, our wheel well covers, landing gear, and here's our wheels, and then the main gear doors. Fortunately, it looks like all the decals are intact and good quality, actually well printed, lots of little details. And let's have a look at our instructions. So there are the colors needed. Start off with the engine. This has already been done. to put together the cockpit with the pilot figure. That's all mounted in the fuselage. And then the radio area with the rear wheel, tail dragger wheel. Then our tail goes on, if you want to have it open or closed. Next, I'm going to put together the other side of the fuselage and put that in. Start the landing gear. This is the other landing gear. And then our wings. Mounting our landing gear. And wheel well covers, that's if you want it closed. Next is to mount the fuselage onto the wings. And then our spinner and propeller. And I'm going to mount that onto our fuselage. You can either have it open or closed. And then we're going to put together the canopy. And you can have that canopy closed or you can have it open. So, this is the one version. You can paint it like that. These are the D-Day markings from when they invaded. They painted the wings with the black and white stripes. And then there's the other version here. And some of the additional markings and decals. So all in all, a fair amount of detail for the model. It's got some detail for the wheel wells and a nice engine, good decals.